Yo, what's up, peoples? Mode 616 coming back at you with another entry in my top personal 25 MCs of all time. Yeah, what are we at here? Number 12 on the list, and it's gonna be none other than Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal. Grew from Gangstar. Yes. So Gru's first album, first solo album, released in 1993. Now Gru was always into jazz. If you're a Gangstar fan, the very first Gangstar album is very jazzy. It doesn't really have that what you became to know as primo sound. It was a different type of sound, but Gru took that, that tone and music and stuff, and then did a full album using all live instruments, all bass jazz, all jazz musicians and stuff. And the product was Jazzmatazz Volume 1. Now this is an amazing solo record. Absolutely love this record. Like I said, it's all done with live instruments, cool samples on it, very jazzy record. Yeah, it says an experimental fusion of hip-hop and jazz. And it's such a perfect description for it because it's exactly what it is. I think Gru sounds fantastic on jazz beats like this. Such a great album. This is the album he did right before Hard to Earn. Completely different. He's just on a totally different level, different page. Absolutely love this record. So good. Everybody should have this in their collection. It's just fucking fantastic. That's Jazzmatazz Volume 1. On for the second one, Jazzmatazz Volume 2. This album was a little different sounding. It wasn't like, strictly jazz. That fusion with hip-hop and jazz. It was more, hip-hop with jazz. It wasn't jazz and hip-hop. Still a very cool record, very awesome stuff. It's just kind of more dumbed down a little bit. It's not as elevated as the first one. It's a great record. It's a great sophomore solo record for Gru to come out with. Yeah, just another great effort, man. And this album actually has Jamiroquai on it. I thought was so trippy, man, because this would have came out in '95. I think that was about the time Jamiroquai was first coming. I can't remember, but anyways, yeah, I thought that was always an interesting feature on this record. It's actually a really cool song. But yeah, so Jazzmatazz Volume 2, just more on that jazz tip, awesome stuff. To Volume 3, I don't have the Baldhead Slick record. I never really liked that record. I definitely need to check it out. One of these days I'll get around. I'm gonna get around to getting it. But as for Jazzmatazz Volume 3, Street Soul, now this album it's not very jazzy at all. It's just more of like an R&B kind of hip hop record. Very R&B-ish. It's got Macy Gray on here, Erykah Badu, The Roots are on here, Cleeless is on here, Isaac Hayes, Herbie Hancock, which is actually pretty cool. Angie Stone's on here, Donald Jones, stuff like that. It's very R&B-ish. It's very different, very enjoyable actually. I do believe there's actually a song on here produced by by DJ Premier. I can't remember what it is though. I seriously can't remember what it is, but there is a song produced by Primo in here, which is interesting. More along the same lines, very R&B-ish though. Not as jazzy as the first two records at all, but still very enjoyable, good stuff. And that was pretty much the end of Gru's, decent Jazzmatazz album. He did another one, I think it would have been after this one, but moving along to Gru version 7.0, The Street Scriptures. Now this is the very first album that Solar produced for Gru. This is getting into the Solar age. This came out in 2005. I am not a fan of Solar production. I thought this album was shit. Gru always comes correct with the rhymes. This is not an enjoyable record because Solar's production's shit. He's just fucking horrible, man. I think he sucks. The Street Scriptures album, there's Money, Power, and Influence. I didn't mind that song with Sean Gray and Talib Kweli. It was a decent song. But otherwise, the album is just fucking Solar. I don't know what Gru is thinking these days, but not enjoyable. Then he released, there's a part 4 in the Jazz Test series, the Back to the Future, whatever the fuck it is, all produced by Solar, which I ended, you know, if everybody knows the whole Gru Solar situation, you know, how Solar basically took over Gru's fucking life. I could not support, I couldn't support that. And, you know, he did, yeah, there's that one, and then there's, I think there's a couple, yeah, and then there's the version 8.0 that was released. It's the last released by Gru. It's all produced by Solar. So I think Solar did like 4 albums or something. And they're all fucking terrible. These are really the only ones that you need to own is these Jazz with Taz albums by Gru. And of course all the Gang Starr albums, but yeah, you know, it's, I mean, this is like a whole different video getting into the Gru Solar shit, but Solar was just a fucking, that guy's just a dirtbag. I mean, that whole thing about Gru, you know, apparently waking up from his coma after his surgery and stuff like that, writing this letter and stuff, you know, and Primo even said straight up that he did not wake up. Solar made all that shit up, you know, he was taking care of fucking all the finances, he was not letting the family, you know, he wasn't letting the family come and see Gru or anybody even talk to him or whatever. Solar basically took over and Gru, and Solar told everybody that Gru, that's what he wanted, which was, you know, Primo even said, he goes, it's bullshit because there's no fucking way that he ever would have done that. So the whole, you know, leading up to Gru's death and stuff was fucking messy and disturbing, and it's just too bad we lost one of the best MCs of all time. Gru, fuck, hands down, is one of the best ever to do it, you know, but it's too bad, you know, with that whole Solar shit, so. Anyways, on a lighter note, say rest in peace to Gru. Yeah, you know, he was 48. He's been passed away for a couple years now, which is sad. But, you know, still got these awesome records to live by. Gru, number 12 on the list right now. So yeah, it's Gru. Moon616 signing off. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Peace.